Here comes a moment in every life when the voices get loud, not the ones out here, no, the ones in here. For peace, a hand on heart. The voices that whisper, you're tired, you're done, it's too late, you failed too many times. But what if I told you that voice is a liar? That the feeling of being at your limit is not the end, it's the edge of a breakthrough. Look, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. Life will hit you, it'll bring you to your knees. But hear me, rock bottom is a place of power. Because when everything is stripped away, what's left is your decision. Do I give up here? Can I rise? You see, this isn't just a speech. This is a call to the part of you that's still fighting, to the part of you that's been knocked down but is not knocked out. So I want to ask you, will you stay with me? Will you lean in and listen? Because something in this message might just be the thing that lights your fire again. This isn't just about motivation. This is about survival, strength, identity, destiny. This is about unlocking the voice inside you that says, I must keep going. Let's go. We live in a world that tells us pain is a sign to stop, that if it hurts, something must be wrong. But that's a lie we've been sold. A lie that keeps people stuck, defeated, settling for less than what they're capable of. I'm here to tell you something different. I'm here to tell you the truth. Pain isn't your enemy. Pain is your fuel. See, most people hit discomfort and think it's the end. But what if I told you pain isn't the end? Pain is the beginning. It's the signal that you're alive, that you're pushing past what's comfortable, and that something inside you is shifting. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Growth happens in the fire. And the fire isn't meant to destroy you, it's meant to forge you. Think about it. The strongest steel is tempered in the hottest flame. That pressure, that heat, it doesn't weaken the steel, it strengthens it. The same is true for you. Every time you face resistance, every time life throws a punch, every time the world tells you you can't, that's your moment. That's your invitation to rise, to push forward, to transform. But here's the trap. Most people feel pain and immediately look for the exit. They retreat, they numb, they distract. But champions, people who build an extraordinary life, they do the opposite. They lean in. They say, bring it, I can handle this. Because they understand that pain has a purpose. It's feedback, it's energy. And when you learn how to use it instead of run from it, you become unstoppable. Let me ask you, where in your life have you been pulling back because it hurts? Is it a dream you shelved because it didn't happen fast enough? A relationship you stopped fighting for because it got complicated? Your health, your purpose, your calling? Did you let it go because the road wasn't smooth? Listen to me. Discomfort is not a stop sign. It's a green light. It means you're on the edge of change. And if you can just stay in it a little longer, if you can breathe through the burn and keep walking, even when your legs are shaking, that's where the shift happens. That's where you access a part of you that most people never meet. The part of you that doesn't quit. The part of you that keeps going no matter what. And when you tap into that, when you prove to yourself that pain can't stop you, you stop being afraid of it. You welcome it. Because you know it's just part of the process. You know it's the price of greatness, and you're willing to pay it. So the next time it hurts, the next time you're ready to throw in the towel, I want you to remember this. Pain is not the end. It's the beginning of who you're becoming. Let's get something straight. If you only move when you feel like it, you're never going to get where you're meant to go. That's just the truth. Waiting on motivation is a trap. It's like sitting in your driveway with your hands on the wheel, the engine running and saying, I'll start driving once I feel like a road trip. Life doesn't wait on your emotions. Destiny doesn't care how you feel today. It responds to your commitment, your discipline, your decision to act, especially when you don't feel like it. Because let's be real, feelings lie. They change like the weather. One minute you're on top of the world, the next you're questioning everything. If you build your life on emotion, you'll build a life that's unstable, up and down, driven by moods, not mission. But when you build it on purpose, everything changes. Purpose doesn't ask how you feel. Purpose reminds you who you are and why you started in the first place. There are days, and you know this, when you wake up and you just don't have it. You're tired, you're discouraged, you look around and it feels like nothing is working. Maybe you've been grinding for months, maybe years, and the results still haven't caught up with your effort. That's the moment that separates the amateurs from the leaders. Because anyone can move when it's easy, but champions, they show up when it's hard, they execute when it's inconvenient. They stay locked in even when their emotions are screaming to quit. And I'm not talking about pretending everything's fine. I'm not talking about ignoring your feelings. No, feel it, process it, but don't let it drive the car. Your emotions are passengers, not the steering wheel. Let them ride, but don't let them decide. Let your purpose lead. Think back to the reason you started, the dream you had, the people counting on you, the life you know you're meant to live, that fire inside you. It wasn't put there to burn for a moment and fade. It's meant to sustain you through the storms, through the silence, through the setbacks. But you've got to feed it. You feed it by showing up, by choosing progress over comfort, by staying disciplined when motivation disappears. There's power in doing what must be done regardless of how you feel. That's how you build mental toughness. That's how you build identity. You stop being someone who tries and you become someone who follows through. And that shifts everything. Because when your life is driven by purpose, you don't wait to feel ready, you decide to be ready. You don't wait for the mood, you create the momentum. You don't let the day define you, you define the day. Purpose doesn't ask how you feel, it demands that you remember who you are. Let's talk about fear. That voice in your head that tells you you're not enough, that it's too risky, that you'll fail like you did last time. We've all heard it. Fear doesn't show up as a monster in the night. It shows up when you're about to make a move and suddenly you second guess yourself. It shows up when your dream starts to feel real. And that's when the doubt starts screaming the loudest. But here's the truth. Fear has one condition to stay powerful: stillness. If you freeze, if you hesitate, if you overthink, it multiplies. It feeds on your inaction. It gets louder every second you wait. But the moment you move, even just a little, you start to take its power away. Because action and fear can't coexist for long. One will suffocate the other. And it's your decision which one that will be. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a 10-step plan to conquer your fear. You just need to move. Even if it's clumsy, even if it's messy, even if your hands are shaking while you do it, progress, no matter how small, is the antidote. Because progress builds confidence, and confidence silences fear. Think about the times in your life when you felt the most afraid. I guarantee you were either standing still or stuck in your head. The minute you took a step, the moment you made that phone call, sent that email, said yes to the opportunity, something shifted. It didn't mean the fear vanished overnight, but you felt something stronger rise up inside you. You felt momentum. And momentum is everything, because motion creates emotion. You want to feel strong? Move like you're strong. You want to feel clear? Take one step toward clarity. You don't get your mindset right by thinking about it all day. You get it right by acting your way into belief. You show your nervous system, your heart, your brain, I am not sitting in this fear. I am doing something about it. And the beautiful thing is, once you prove to yourself that you can move while afraid, that becomes part of your identity. You're not the person who runs from fear. You're the one who walks through it. That creates a shift in how you see yourself. You stop waiting for confidence to show up. and you start becoming the person who generates it by moving forward. The people who win in life aren't the ones who never felt fear. They're the ones who learn to act in spite of it. They built momentum, and that momentum changed everything. Fear thrives in stillness, but courage lives in movement. There's something most people don't realize until they've been broken open by life, that everything you're going through, every setback, every failure, every late night when you're grinding alone, isn't there to defeat you. It's there to shape you. You are being sculpted by pressure. You are being forged by fire. The version of you you've been waiting to become, that version isn't born in comfort. That version is born in adversity. It's easy to wish life were easier. It's human to want things to be smooth to avoid struggle, but the truth is nothing powerful, nothing meaningful, nothing real ever came from the easy path. Look around at anyone you admire, anyone who's achieved something extraordinary. They didn't get there by avoiding hardship. They got there by enduring it, learning from it, growing through it, and refusing to be defined by it. Because who you become depends on what you're willing to endure. That's the truth. Most people want the result, but not the resistance. They want the growth, but not the grind. They want the strength, but not the storm. But that's not how it works. The strength doesn't come after the storm. It comes through it. You've got to be willing to look at the pain in your life and say, this isn't happening to break me. It's happening to build me. And I don't mean that in some fluffy motivational way. I mean it in the rawest, realest way possible. Because there are going to be moments when you're tired, when you're lost, when you don't know why it's so hard. And in those moments, you've got to remember, you're not being punished, you're being prepared. Every failure is feedback. Every loss is a lesson. Every delay is developing something in you that easy times never could. You're not being held back, you're being set up for something bigger, deeper, stronger. But only if you stay in it. Only if you keep going. You can't quit halfway through the process and expect the reward of someone who finished the race. Sometimes the reason you're still facing pressure is because you haven't stepped fully into who you're becoming yet. The universe is still sharpening your edges, still testing your foundation, still asking, can you handle what you're asking for? And when you keep standing, when you keep showing up, when you keep fighting, even when everything in you wants to run, you earn the right to level up. You earn the strength. You earn the clarity. You earn the version of you that doesn't just survive, but thrives. So the next time life gets heavy, the next time you wonder why it's so damn hard, remember this. You are being refined. And when it's all said and done, you won't just be the same person who went through the fire, you'll be the one who rose from it. There's something people don't think about enough. It's not just what it costs to keep going, it's what it costs to quit. And let me tell you, quitting is expensive. It's not just the dream that dies when you walk away. It's your confidence. It's your belief in yourself. It's the version of you that could have been if you just held on a little longer. Most people don't calculate the cost of giving up. They think quitting ends the pain, but it doesn't. It just trades one kind of pain for another, the sharp, temporary sting of effort for the slow, corrosive ache of regret. And regret, that one lingers. That one comes back in the silence. That one whispers to you when no one's watching, when the world's quiet, and you're left with your thoughts. It says, what if you had kept going? What would your life look like right now? That's the kind of pain I don't want you to carry. The pain of wondering. The pain of knowing you were close, but you let fear or frustration talk you out of it. Because here's the thing, perseverance hurts, no doubt. But at least that pain leads somewhere. At least that pain builds something. The pain of pushing forward is an investment. The pain of quitting is a debt. And that debt grows every time you tell yourself, maybe next time, or it's just not meant to be. There are going to be moments when quitting feels easier, when you're exhausted, when the results aren't showing up, when no one's clapping for you and it feels like you're walking this road alone. But those are the moments that define you, not the wins, not the celebrations, the lonely, heavy, quiet moments when you choose to keep going anyway. That's where greatness is born. You've got to decide what kind of pain you're willing to live with, the pain of effort or the pain of regret. One makes you stronger, the other makes you smaller. And it's not just about today, it's about the momentum of your life. Every time you follow through, even when it's hard, you build trust with yourself. You become the kind of person who finishes what they start. You become the kind of person who doesn't quit on their future. That identity, that belief becomes your power. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to refuse to give up. That decision alone, made over and over again, will separate you from 99% of people, because most will stop when it's no longer convenient. But you're different. You're still here, still breathing, still fighting. And if you're still here, that means your story isn't over yet. So remember this. Quitting might feel like relief today, but it'll cost you everything tomorrow. Keep going, because your future can't afford for you to give up. Most people have no idea how close they are. That's the wild part. They give up, not because they're not capable, but because they've been in the storm so long, they forget why they started. They let exhaustion blur their vision. They think the pain means it's over, when in reality, it means the breakthrough is near. You've got to understand, the closer you get to something great, the louder the resistance gets. That's not a warning to stop. That's confirmation you're in the right place. I've seen it too many times. People walking away when they were inches from a new chapter, from the relationship they've been praying for, from the opportunity they've been grinding toward for years, from the version of themselves they've been working so hard to become, but because they didn't feel like they were close, they stopped digging. And let me tell you, nothing is more painful than realizing you were one more push away. You've got to remind yourself, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Progress is invisible at first. Seeds grow in silence before they ever break through the surface. That's how life works. That's how success works. Your job isn't to control the timing. Your job is to keep planting, keep watering, keep showing up, even when there's no applause, no signs, no immediate return. That's where most people fold. They confuse silence with failure. But silence doesn't mean it's not working. It just means the roots are growing deep. And the deeper the roots, the stronger the rise. So when you feel like nothing's changing, trust me, everything is changing. It's just happening underneath. It's happening in your habits, your mindset, your identity. That's the real transformation, the one you don't see until one day it explodes forward. And when that moment comes, you'll look back and realize it wasn't the big moves that got you there. It was the days you didn't quit. It was the mornings you got up tired, the nights you went to bed unsure, but somewhere in between, you still gave your all. That consistency, that grit, that's what creates breakthroughs. Not magic, not luck, just relentless faith and daily discipline. So if you're at that place where it feels like nothing's working, don't turn back. Don't let the fatigue fool you. Don't let the silence convince you to surrender. You might be one decision away. One conversation, one act of courage, one more day of not quitting. You're not far, you're close, and the cost of walking away now is too great. You didn't come this far to almost make it. You didn't suffer, fight, and grow through all that darkness just to stop here. So keep going, because you're closer than you think.